And hello, all of my fellow nerds out there. This is Historical Nerd Richie again, and so I have a bit of an announcement. So this before we get into the actual video, I want to talk about my avatar real quick. You guys probably see my avatar every single video nowadays since I started in A Day in the Life Part 2. The reason why I've been using this for so long is because it's simple, it's to the point, it gets my voice across pretty easily. But I don't know. I kind of wanted to do something a little more. I mean, this avatar is really nice and all. It was actually made for me by a friend of mine, but it's not that it's a bad idea. I love this avatar, but the thing is that it was made using a character maker that pretty much anybody can use. You can literally go online. You can, if you scour the internet long enough, you'll find the actual thing that was used to make this avatar. It's like, oh hey, this is where Oracle Nerdery was made. Uh, but the thing is, I really, as much as I love this avatar, I kind of feel like it's a bit plain. But anything, just like that, without without a proper transition or an editor that actually knows what they're doing, i.e., me, I come to announce that my avatar is going to be going through a full upgrade. I worked on this upgrade for like 2 days. I've been coming up with concepts and of what it would look like, and I believe I have come to a final decision on what it should look like. So without further ado, let me introduce guys to the new and improved me. Ta-da! So this is gonna be my new avatar from now on, and yes, I know my hand looks a little weird. I'm gonna try to fix that, but I am going to be keeping this as my brand new avatar. I've worked hard on it for all the details that it has, and I know that it looks kind of weird, especially now. But don't worry, you guys will probably get used to it. And look, my little avatar has little pins on his left chest. For these are my pride flags. These are my pride pins. At least for me, I am Ida Romantic Ace Spike, and I made these pins specifically for this avatar. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome you all to the new video with the brand new avatar and introduce you to the game we're playing, Our Life Now and Forever. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. This game isn't actually completed yet. It's still under development by the dev team, but this was made by the same people who made Our Life Beginning and Always. You know, the one that I fell in love with, a guy named Cove. And trust me, I do love Cove a lot. He is one of my favorite characters. But I wanted to take on this new game, and well, it's kind of tradition at this point. I think at this point I'm gonna start playing demos and prologues and all that. At least until I can find a full game that I can feel interested in doing a let's play of. And yeah, I know Undertale Yellow has a genocide route, but I don't really like doing genocide routes. I kind of like having the good endings in games. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this with a brand new game. Welcome to Our Life Now and Forever Intro Demo. This is a preview that includes the first few scenes of the game's prologue. Expansions and improvements to the game will come out as time goes on. For example, the finished version will have partial voice acting. This initial demo doesn't have any voice lines. When the game is complete, the entire story will be playable from start to end for free. However, optional paid DLC will be available to add even more scenes. Yeah, so just like Our Life Beginning and Always. The very start is a brief tutorial that will be skippable in future playthroughs. It will help you get acquainted with the many ways the choices can impact the gameplay. Anytime you can press the preference button on the left side of the game screen to open up the settings page and make experience better suited for you. Okay. You can change text size, font style, sound volume levels, turn the light animation elements on or off, and other general options. The story of Our Life Now Forever spans 12 years. 12 years! With the character you play as being as a 10-year-old child and ending as a 22-year-old adult. In between those points are two other stages of life: 14-year-old adolescence and 18-year-old young adulthood. These time periods are referred to as steps 1 through 4. This demo only contains the scenes from childhood. You'll be able to determine almost everything about the playable character name, appearance, personality, pronouns, skills, weaknesses, how they act and what they feel, and more. And all those details can change as you grow up over the course of the game. However, they won't be forgotten. Who you are and who you were is remembered by the game and the characters you meet. Choices you picked in step 1 can still be referenced all the way in step 4. It builds together. And the goal of our life is to let you truly live your own unique life in the quaint mountain town of Golden Grove. Ooh, that's a pretty cool town name. But there are also two lead characters you will grow up alongside with: your own MC, Tamarack Bauman, and Q Lin. Or is it Q Lin? I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyways, you'll have the option of being their friend, pursuing one romantically, just having them simply be people you know, letting your connection change over time, and so on. Your relationship is customizable and progresses at whatever rate you want it to. If you wanted to. Though there are a couple of limits to what you can do. You can't date them both or break up with one after officially getting together. If you have had a lead become your romantic partner, that's permanent. Tamarack is a little girl, she, her, when you meet her. She always identifies as a woman. Cube begins the story as a little boy, he, him, but questions their gender as the years go by. He was ultimately come out as gender fluid, he, they. Our Life Now Forever doesn't include the option to romance a strictly male identifying character, but we do have another game, Our Life Beginning and Always. Yep, I already played it. Don't worry, I played it on my channel and I absolutely loved it. There will be other characters to interact with and befriend besides Tamarack and Q, though those two are the main focal points. How well you get along with the other kids, your teachers, your mom, so on, is in your control. Those basics mentioned, the tutorial will move on to a new screen and now explain another major gameplay element. Oh, hey, character customization. Okay, I think I know how this works, but I'll just read it for the sake of getting everything. The first thing you'll do in Our Life Now and Forever is design the appearance basic details of your character. You'll be able to select the first name, last name, and add a nickname too. You can also give the MC their general size, choose their dominant hand, and so on. The sex/gender of the MC is customizable as well. That'll be addressed more later. The remaining parts of this section is all the many ways to edit the appearance of a character. A cute dress-up doll icon is included to give the idea of what the playable character looks like. You can change every aspect of the doll from the shape of the head to the eyes to hairstyle. Yeah, I understand how customization works. The customization can be extra unique at having the hair or eyes be two different colors, tweaking the exact tint of the colors, flipping the direction of different elements, and more. Oh my god, that's so good! So I can have heterochromacy if I wanted to. Heterochromia. My bad. Heterochromia. There's even one special tint that allows you to exactly match the hair or eye color of your biological mom in the story. Or you can stick to preset options if you're happy with them. What you choose will be referenced in the script. The icon of your image you can put together will appear in the text box. That's so cool! So it is slightly different from Beginning and Always. Your character will appear in the text box. It's so cool. Unless you turn that element off. Okay. The game has first-person perspective, so you don't see your MC standing alongside the non-playable characters in a normal character sprite style. The first round of designing will set some important basics like eye color, skin tone. You'll get the option to use the screen to recustomize your MC significantly at the start of each new step. You'll be able to change your first name, nickname, pronouns, hairstyle, what they wear, add scars, etc. if you want. Along with the major recustomization section starts the steps multiple times. I think we all know how this works. You'll be able to pick your outfit, new decoration options, facial piercings, get available as you get older. That's in the initial screen, so We'll let you begin. More tutorial sections of Pop-Up reach gameplay features. Thank you so much for playing. We hope you have fun. Alright! Finally on to the character customization. My good. Oh my god, look how chubby I can get. But last I checked, I'm pretty sure I have this. I'm either close to this or this. I don't really know. I like to say I'm like this. Wait, is there any more? Nope, there is not. Oh, okay. Eyes. I kind of like the default eyes. Like the default eyes kind of work, honestly. Oh god, I look so tired of this one. Let's just go with default eyes. Oh, there's the color options. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with brown eyes because you guys probably already know that despite what my avatar's eye color is, it's green. I just made it green because green's my favorite color. I'm actually my eyes are actually brown. Okay, hair. I'm pretty sure this is what my front hair looked like when I was a kid. Like this is what it actually looked like when I was younger. Oh, back hair. Yeah, I kind of looked like this when I was a kid. Like that's what it looks like. I know it seems a bit weird, but that's legitimately how I. Or actually, oh, this actually kind of looks like my old avatar now. But before I recently just updated it today. I'm gonna go with IRL kid me. That's fine. Color. Got this. Yeah, that actually. Wait, actually, is that? I kind of like this one though. This one seems closer to what I looked like. Okay. I think that's close enough for me. Head accessories. Oh. Oh, I can have little hats and hoodies. That's cool. I don't think I ever wore hats too often. I do actually remember having earrings when I was a kid. Like it was only for a little while though, but I had like little hoop earrings. I think that was when I think I got my piercings when I was like 9 or 10. I don't remember. Uh, let's get rid of the earrings for now. Uh, let's see, birthmarks. Oh God, scars, vitiligo. Oh, that's what that is. Moles, other acne, freckles. I didn't have freckles or acne, unfortunately. Actually, I had acne growing up, but I didn't have freckles. Right, I think this is close enough to what I used to look like. Not gonna lie. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page. Okay, Frankie second. uh, last name second. Um, I'm not gonna use my real last name. I will. Oh wait, I can. Wait, use nickname. Uh, Richie, of course. I will not be going with my real last name. I gotta come up with a real good last name. What's a good last name I can use? I mean, I am mostly Irish in blood, I guess. So, let's go with Omac. I don't know. I feel like Omac. It's not really it's not my real last name, but it's not my real last name. But Omac just sounds like a cool last name, at least for me. Richard Omac, nickname Richie. Yep, I am right hand. Uh, see, small. Uh, let's say average height. Let's just stick with the defaults. Average, medium body. Hello from the tutorial again. Now you get to customize your identity of your MC. Like the MC's appearance, you can make this aspect of your character as you personalize and you of your character as personalized as you want, or not make use of more specific elements. Determine the gender your MC was assigned at birth, what pronouns they use, if they use multiple pronouns, adding in your own custom pronoun, selecting which gender terms they're comfortable with, all up to you. You can now change everything except your assigned gender at birth at the start of every new step. If you want to begin with one type of identity, then have your MC go through a transition once they're older, that's completely doable. Feel free to select whatever was comfortable with state your story. Okay, I'm gonna go with he, him, because the gender male, birth, male. Okay. I was born male, I'm comfortable with being a guy, so I'll stick with that. Honorific. Oh, they even have gender neutral. They got the MX. I'm pretty sure that's. I kind of forgot how that's pronounced. Like someone in the comments, let me know how that's pronounced. I'll stick with the Mister. Masculine leaning. Virtue. I want to go with neutral leaning. I know that I was more of a boy, more of a male-ish when I was a kid, but I'll go with neutral leaning because a lot of people back in my childhood call me kiddo or anything like that. They mostly just said kiddo. They don't really say they do say he and him, but they mostly refer to me like child or kiddo. So I'll go with that. Now, now that you got your own character ready, you'll be able to influence the appearance of your biological mother. I can customize my ma? Dude, that's so cool! She has 3 hair textures and skin tones. You can have her look as similar or as different from your MC as you'd like. She chose to raise a child on her own and use artificial insemination to give birth to your character. The biological father never appears in the story. Of course he doesn't, cause why would they ever? This is like Pokemon all over again. So if your character happens to look nothing like their mom, it can be assumed that they take after the off-screen father instead. You also get to choose what term your character refers to her by. Currently, it must be a title in order to make sense in the script. If you enter the first name, the phrasing won't make sense. Later builds of the game may be suited by calling her by her name instead of a title. You'll also be able to change the title you use her at the start of every new step. Yep, okay, I gotcha. Alright, so wait, okay, skin tone, I want to say around this. But I can only choose 3 hairstyles? I mean, this is a demo, so I want to say this is close to how her hair looks. Like, I'm pretty sure she has back hair. She had hair in the back. Oh god, that's skin. Wait, how do I change hair color? I guess I can't. Let's go with Ma. Ma's fine. And now we got a last little bit of customization before the story begins. Your interface display style. First, there's your sticker. A sticker is just this charming little image that appears in certain screen graphics, such as the choice menus. Yeah. Okay, so. Oh wait, no. One example would be used if you're doing, but in step 2, you're not sure you want to romantically pursue Tamarack with Q. You can take the same file, change the sticker, and make another save. So it makes it easier to differentiate your saves depending on which storyline you're going through. That's interesting. I love that. Finally, there's 2 different text boxes out to choose from. Traditional visual novel arrangement with the box always plug at the bottom of the screen, or more comic book style where the speech bubbles are positioned next to the one talking. I like that. But I think I'll stick with the traditional one. It's fine. You can switch between them at any time and preference in this preference screen. Okay, gotcha. All right, so which sticker we want to go with? Ooh, I mean, I kind of do want to do a paper airplane or a music note because I'm more tuned with those. Or autumn leaf. Like I love the fall. Fall is one of my favorite seasons. Let's just go with an acorn. You know, because like that's the icon of the game that you can see in the top of the window, and I might as well just go with it. Oh, it's already highlighted. Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, I'll stick with the acorn. Let's see. Oh, of course, I'm gonna go with the icon visual novel with the icon. Why wouldn't I? Oh, look at the little icon. It's so cute. Okay, so that's me as a kid, I guess. Continue. Oh, finally we get into the actual story. That was 20 that was 21 minutes for like the opening, by the way. It looked like fall in Golden Grove. More than any place you'd seen before. It could be in one of your old picture books to show little kids what autumn was supposed to be. There weren't any green trees or bushes, but there weren't just bare branches yet. It was almost the same as normal. All it had changed were the colors red, orange, yellow, brown. Even the blue sky high above your head seemed different than it did in the summer. It wasn't as bright either, as though it had gotten tired of sparkling by this late in this year, or like it was even farther away from you now that you were in this place. The planets and sky didn't get this way where you lived, where you used to live. Your thoughts continued to jump around while you stood there in a big circle of the street at the end of the road. It was a weird path to you. It couldn't take you ahead to the sides or anywhere else like that. Anywhere else like most streets that you'd gone down. This one only came right here with those big houses. The view in front of you was something you'd only ever seen in photos before from stapled together papers that advertised the middle house being for sale. It had been a picture book to you until this day. Then you knew that it felt like fall here too, because it was so cold outside. Chilly enough that you sometimes held your eyes closed for a few seconds, longer than usual. You tried keeping your eyeballs from feeling like they were gonna freeze inside your head. This is a real place. The icy air surrounding you said, and and you were really in it. And it was where you were going to stay. That was new. Your ma and you had lived in apartments before, and never for a very long each time. That was until she'd gotten a big job in this not that big town, and bought a big house. You wouldn't be going anywhere else for a long time. Now in that moment, you couldn't imagine being there forever. But that's just the way it was. Uh, the old tan house at the very end of a long, round road was now your house, standing tall with two others at its sides. Okay, so my character lives in a cul-de-sac. Cool. Those buildings were homes too, with their own people living inside. Those people in those ancient houses were going to be your neighbors. Oh, wait. Oh my god, this is our choices? We have so many options. Far more options than the last one. It seemed okay to you. You felt kind of mixed up inside. You were super excited about everything happening. You were mad. Why would I be mad about this? There wasn't much that you felt about it. Coming there had given you hope. Maybe your future would be good. How much worse could it be than what it was like before? This would be real. This would really be something you thought. You felt scared. It made you so sad. Um, I'd probably say it's the last one. or it could be the third one, but I'm going with the last one. Coming there had given you hope. Maybe your future would be good. Oh, and it was even better because you'd be doing this with your ma. It was good that that part was nice, since your ma was no fun. No matter what, you keep looking out for your ma. Yeah, that sounds about right. Someone had to make sure she was okay. Richard, come on over and take a look. Oh, that was your ma's voice. You hadn't noticed she'd gone so far. You wasted no time catching up in order to reunite with her. Off the cul-de-sac road and cutting across the lines of grass and sidewalk, you reached the picket fence your, your ma called from. The gate was unlocked. Unlike the other houses, in front of yours was a tiny gray stone walkway that led up to a couple of little steps. Those steps led to a door. You walked along the private path, making sure each foot landed squarely on a rock that and not on one of the dirt tracks in between until you arrived at one end of the line. Then you hopped up tiny stairs to join your mom. Oh, that's such a cool design! Wait, can I hide the text box? I can! She looks so cool! And there was your ma, standing at the edge of the porch, arms folded, waiting. She must have been moving around it before because the shiny oval earrings she had on were twisting from side to side a little bit. You knew they were, you knew they were real opal stones because she told you before when she first got them. She also told you a long time ago that her normal name was Ma, not Ma, was Opal. Well, that's fitting. Her clothes were Her clothes were the colors of a cloudy day after rain had already come and gone. The kind of day that could be cold or and bad or really relaxing and comfy. It depended. You wondered which way she was looking at it from. You didn't know. The rest of her, though, she was so much more bold, especially the matching purpley cranberryness of both her hair and eyes. There there weren't a lot of things that out in the world that with that color that could feel gloomy. Ma smiled at you. It made you feel soft and warm on the inside as your mom was on the outside. What do you think? It's a pretty nice place, huh? I've seen worse junk. I could be so rude if I wanted to. It stings, you said jokingly. Uh, you nodded eagerly. Her mouth stayed in the shape of a smile, but her eyes and eyebrows changed, bending it in a way that made it seem like she wasn't really smiling, or it was some other kind of smile. She put a she put a hand on one of her white painted pole things that kept the porch roof from falling down. Her fingers moved along it. Won't be too much longer. The real estate agent should be here to hand over the keys in a couple hours or so. Then it'll be official. We'll be the newest residents of Golden Grove. You shifted you away from one foot to the other. This was a big deal to your ma. Her whole life was changing too. You hoped it wouldn't be a mistake. You didn't want your ma to be sad. Well, you've seen the yard and the outside. You don't have to wait here the entire time. How about you go look around the rest of the neighborhood? She bent down, placing her hands on her knees before in order to speak directly to you on the same level. It's a safe town, especially in this area. You'll be able to play freely out here. Oh! You perked right up at the suggestion. Your eyes went wide in fear. You jumped happily. You grasped her hand, wanting to stay together. uh, as a kid, I was very explorative. I liked going around and just looking at everything, every little detail and crevice. Uh, you perked right up at the suggestion. Ma went back to her normal way of standing, with her head up high and arms folded. That's the spirit. Enjoy yourself. Just don't stray into any other streets today. You didn't care about the rules, but you kept that to yourself. You gave a thumbs up. Uh, yes, Ma. Thank you. I trust you. With that, you flipped around, bounded down the steps, and went back towards the sidewalk, ready to explore. Step 1, Prologue. Oh, this is so cool! Your shoes really squished into the dirt when you crossed from where you were down the solid road. The smell of the grass and rain softened the ground. Crisp through, somehow also kind of musty, hung in the air, bringing a whole new year of school with it. You're going to be a fifth grader. Oh, so this takes place when my character goes into the fifth grade. Let me think. Pretty sure I was like, no, wait. I think I was like 15 when it was in fifth grade. I don't remember. Oh wait, no, they did it to explain that this game is like 14-year-old in childhood, so it makes sense. You're going you're going to be a fifth grader. It would be completely different from being a fourth grader, and not just because you will be attending a new school. You'd be the highest you'd be in the highest grade at this place. Maybe that was why your mom was so sure you could do this by yourself. You were growing up. It felt good. It felt good knowing that there was more and more out there that you'd be able to explore on your own. Then, before you took one more step, there was a faint tap against your shoulder. It was barely stronger than the wind, but it was definitely something. It was completely out of nowhere. Huh? You wondered who that was. You jumped straight. You jumped straight in the air out of shock. Both your fists went up defensively. You screamed. You rubbed your shoulder, feeling annoyed at whoever it was. It was a ghost, you deduced. Oh, I love that one. You wondered who it was. It was kind of weird. Billy glanced down to the right and then left, trying to get an idea of where the poke could have come from. No one was there. The neighborhood was empty except for you. You would have settled on it being a mystery forever if you hadn't noticed there was a thing left behind from the encounter. Sitting there between the muddy brown blades of grass, it was something new. Oh, it's a paper airplane! A paper airplane? Who would throw this at a stranger? And why would they disappear after doing it? As you consider those questions, your gaze shifted back towards the side of the street where the tap came from. Whoever sent this to you had to have gone that way. You crouched down to grab it, wanting to get some kind of answer as to what happened. The paper didn't feel the same crinkly, crackly that most normal paper did. It was thicker, somehow almost like a piece of cloth. It was cotton. That wasn't the only part that stood out. The page had hand color with dark brown lines, not white and blue or white and black or something regular. More questions to add to the confusion. Where would paper like this have come from? You turned the paper airplane around in your hands and squinted at your eyes keenly. There were pencil markings on the inner side. Oh, words. I get it. The paper had scribbles, or maybe letters. That was enough of a sign to undo the shape someone had put together. You pulled the flaps of the plane and flattened it with your own palms as best you could. It's true, the paper airplane had a message. Well, maybe. There were some words on it, not a lot, and they were on different lines from each other. You read over each side from top to the bottom. Hello. Go out. Hide out. And then the bottom corner was Richard O'Mac. Your name. It had it had been addressed to you personally. There was no mistake that you were the one meant to get this airplane. You scrunched up your face. A person wrote stuff on a piece of paper, turned it into a paper airplane, and threw it at another person. And the message they sent was, "At?" It was too weird for you. This is so cool. It was like a mystery worth solving. That kind of sounds like me, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe the words were a code you had to break. You're going to get to the bottom of this. I'm not gonna ignore something like that. I want to get to the bottom of this. Someone or something had to have said this to you. You weren't going to stop until you found out who and why. Past the past the parts where the light shone through the clouds and the parts where it got darker, you began to investigate by heading in the same direction the paper had hit you from. The half circle of houses was out of sight by the time the normal sidewalk ended. It and it really ended. Instead of connected to another street with homes or stores, there was a car road behind you and a bunch of trees and playing ground in front. Going down the road would have to bring you to the rest of the town eventually, but you were sure that would be straying too far, like your mom warned against. That was okay. You had other options. Bending in between the dark trunks and bright leaves were two lines stamped out through the grass. They went in opposite directions. It was a crossroads. One led towards the neighborhood and but back further, right on the edge of where the forest started. The other went completely into trees, walking past the people who lived here. You stood there at the start of this turning point in the woods. In your life, feet poised in the move over to stirring thicket floor. You knew exactly which one you wanted, but you didn't know where you were going. I'm fairly certain I would not know where I was going. Even as a teenager, I wouldn't know. Um, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna have my character. I think I'm gonna have my character feel a bit confident. There's a path here, and definitely more worth trying than the other. You were sure of it. Something on the inside just told you so. um, I feel like if we go, okay, I think I should probably save here. Oh, we get a little sticker on the top left. That's cool. Okay, return to game. Which way should we go? Should we go left or right? Well, they said. Well, the note said hideout. I'm gonna go on the right. And your quest continued. The path ended up being kind of a trick. You ran out of dirt to walk on for only a minute or two, and it became plain grass everywhere. Luckily, you had only kept following a few curved bend of brush and tree trunks that separated the forest from not the forest to know where you were going, where you had planned to go. Then, as you strolled even farther, something came into view. You almost didn't notice it at first. Rising about as high as the trees, made out of practically the same color of wood, was a tower sort of thing. It's a playground. Bottom of it was mostly empty space, and thin stick poles at the corners, and only one full wall. There were little fake rocks stuck into the board of the wall, probably for people to climb on. Above was an actual floor with a slanty roof and railings around. Some ropes dangled off in multiple places. The thought came to you that it had the same feeling as a tree house. Except it's not a tree, it definitely wasn't a real house. You might have found a local playground. Curiously, you moved closer until you were right in front, and that's when you came to a shocking realization that there was something up there at the top. Eyes squinted, you tried seeing more clearly. Your neck went back as far as your head. So far, your head might fall off. You could make out a lumpy pile. You gave the base of the tower a swift kick. You gave the base of the tower a good shake with both hands. Why not shout out? Hey, is something up there? The sudden sound of clattering ruckus from inside of the fort made you flinch in place. There was a scrambling, thudding noise that you knew came from movement. That lump stopped just being a lump. It shot up, bent right over the railing, peered down, and saw you. Oh? Oh! Hello! Who are you? It was a kid. Who were they? That's all you could wonder. You couldn't look away from their eyes. They really deep brown. They were really deep brown. Oh yeah, now that I look at it, they are brown. I thought she had void eyes. They had pointy hairline. You noticed that was the prettiest person you'd ever seen. You look, you like the fluffy hooded coat they had on. I'm pretty sure 14-year-old me would have thought this, the first one. The silent standoff of surprise played out between you and the stranger. Then, altogether, half of their mouth, one of their eyebrows, and one of their hands shifted upwards. That lopsided pose that they had, and the fact that they were on top of the tower made them seem pretty in charge here. Who are you? Why are you in my backyard? Oh, they were in charge here. I didn't know this is your backyard. I couldn't tell. Sorry. I'm looking for something. There's no fence or anything. Your mouth open and closed silently. You can explain yourself. uh, I didn't know this was your backyard. I couldn't tell. Sorry. Somehow they twisted their smile and leaned over the railing even more than before. Yeah, there's no fence, but there is a house right over there. If you look again, you can even see that's the back of the house. And so this is my backyard. My backyard because I live in that house. You knew that what a house was and what a backyard was. The kid was making a joke of you. That house? It isn't close to here at all. It's way over there. Okay, you're pretty clever. The compliment went straight to their smug smile, brightening it more. Thank you for saying so. At that, they pressed their palms of their hands hard against the railing, then used it to kick their legs up over the sides and throw themselves right off the fort. There was a powerful crunching gust of air when the person hit the ground, just a little to the side where you were. They landed on their feet, crouching into a ball and making the hood of their jacket flip up over their head from the impact of falling so far down. The person stayed like that for long enough that the leaves they stirred up settled quietly into the grass again. The kids straightened themselves out with more poise than you could have expected. Squared shoulders, chin up, with one hand pushed down the hood over the back again. They were confident and knew how to show it. That's that. That was dumb to do. It wasn't special. That was so cool. Yeah, it was. They took a hold of the open sides of their jacket and flapped them out, shaking off bits of sticks, whatever other stuff they had going on and collided with dirt. Anyway, they shifted their head around to get their hair back over their shoulders, the way it was before, and then jabbed a finger into their own chest. I'm Mr. Keelan. Qiu and Lin. It means both of keys are Q's. I'm gonna go with Q. Both of Q's arms spread out openly, gesturing to a wide world all around. Means autumn. Nice to meet you. Oh, look at the little sparkles on the bottom left. That's cute. What's your name? I already knew Q meant autumn in Chinese. Oh wait, actually wait, let me look that up real quick. Hold up. Wait. Qiutian. Cho. So Cholin. Oh, Cholin. That makes more sense. That makes far more sense. Cho. So your name is Cho. That's cool. My name is Richard. Great, but what's your whole name, Richard? He was persistent enough that you gave him your name in the end. I'm Mr. Richard O'Mac. Well, that was perfect, Mr. Richard O'Mac. Oh, but people should call me Richie. Only my ma uses my name. Oh, but my friends sometimes just call me Richie. Or actually, yeah, my friends always call me Richie. That's more true. Cool. I got a nickname too. Autumn, because like I said, that's what my name means. It, you can use it if you wanna. All right. Wait, and also, how old are you? You seem pretty similar to me. I'm 10. Cho slapped his fingerless gloved hands against the front of his chest to show just how taken aback he was. Oh, so am I. Nobody else close by. Nobody else close by was exactly 10 before, but now there's you. And you're gonna grow up someday. I'm gonna grow up too. But that's never gonna stop us from being the same age. Cool. You gave a big thumbs up. Why not? More 10-year-olds were better than less. But you talk the talk you were having ended with a clear clap from Cho to bring it to a close. Now that we're people who know each other, I still want to hear what you were doing. I've lived my whole life in this town and in the neighborhood in that house, and I've never seen you anywhere. There's got to be something going on. Well, you reached right into your pocket and presented the mystery paper to Cho, wanting your own explanation. Before you even said anything about it, Cho wheezed it in a tight grimace. He looked at as stiff as a wood tower behind him, just like that. You're He stammered and babbled and pointed his fingers all around the space that was sort of in front of you, until the word finally came to him. A sorcerer! All the little exclamation points. What? No, wait. Cho threw his hands up higher towards his shoulders, and a sudden movement making nothing interrupted his train of thought. You're a thief. That's why you're here, to rob my house. No, you're right before I'm magic. I'm not a sorcerer or a thief. Sorry, I'm not gonna be tricked. Once I see something, I don't unsee it. I'm like a hawk. You really think I'm a robber? He got all fluttery with his laugh and the waving of his fingers. No, you're just a kid, but you've got some good tricks. Cho tucked one of his hands inside his jacket. He moved it around in there, humming the whole time. There was some kind of secret pocket or compartment in that coat. Aha! Just as he thought, when he removed his hand, he was grabbing on something. It was a little notebook. The edges were bent up improperly, probably from being so squished a lot of ways and a lot of times. And there were papers sticking out in a weird way that made you think they weren't even attached to the book anymore. They were just smashed between the other pages to keep them in place. But the thing you noticed the most were the colors, tan with brown lines. It was the paper from the airplane. Cho flipped open the book and tapped in a slow, considering rhythm at front of the page with the back of his knuckles and said what you wanted to know without you having to do anything. That's my special paper with my notes on it. But it's not my notebook. It was in your pocket. You must have done the thing that's sleight of hand? Sleight of hand? That's what you did to snatch my stuff in the blink of an eye while I was standing right here. You're a magician or pickpocket. That's all it could be. He shifted his feet, putting one hand to his hip and using the other to make a waggling gesture with his notebook. Cho was my pronunciation is starting to get a little off. Cho, okay, I gotta remember, it's Cho. Cho was really confident in his accusation against you. Can you show me how you do it? But that wavy motion There was too much for the old notebook. It bent half upwards and downwards with the momentum of the owner's arm. The paper slid out. They drifted to the ground lightly, the same way leaves fell from trees. You stared right at them, sitting there freely at that. Chew didn't. You lost it, Chew. You're right. I don't know how that paper disappeared from you. You were being sarcastic. I've already showed you my trick. You didn't notice, but look at the ground. Maybe you just dropped the paper and someone picked it up. Nah, I never lose things. He said it proudly, still not paying attention to the papers cluttered around his feet. They were pretty much just waiting to blow away in the wind at this point. There are papers on the ground right there, right now, I think you might want to look down. Chew's eyes widened. He lifted the notebook over his head and twisted his feet outwards more to fully clear his view of the grass below. Finally, he spotted the missing pages. Whoa, thanks. In the middle of talking, he dropped to his knees and scooped up the loose papers. It only took a second for each one to be gathered. He leaned off his knees and put his butt onto his butt and made a little oof sound. From there, he got his feet against the ground while pushing up, with his hands still clutching the papers so he could stand again. With that successful rescue mission done, Chew delicately flipped through the open notebook, inserting the loose papers along the way, between different pages. He went all the way to the end. Then Chew's complete book was pressed shut once more. Hey, that really helped, Richard. A beaming smile directed right to your face. Almost had you covering your eyes, but before that happened, he looked away. Chew twisted to the side to better rummage inside his hidden pocket of his jacket. He made super sure that it was an entire stack of papers made safely back this time. You heard a sigh of relief. In an even swooping move, Chew tilted his head back over his shoulders to reveal his face again. A bright expression from before was completely gone. He had a smirk again. So, did you see that? I didn't lose anything. Are you kidding? You lose stuff all the time. You just find it again. Sometimes. It was only because of me. Next time I'm not going to tell you about it. Oh wait, we have 2 pages of choices? Oh my god. Okay, wait, there's 4, 8, 16 choices. My goodness. Next time I'm not going to tell you about it. Smiling, Chew leaned a lot more forward, all the way to his tippy toes. He stayed up and put his hands against his chest like it was nothing. But you didn't know it. You stood on them so well. I don't know about that. You seem really nice. You'd help me out again. Thanks. Chew's fun with your reaction came out as a set of snickers. His cheeky mood drifted away once those were done. Chew twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made sure that the notebook made it back to its normal spot. When he tilted his face back towards you, he was quite thoughtful. This is very mysterious. My paper vanished and a brand new kid appeared in my backyard. All out of nowhere. I don't get it. Chew, I'm your neighbor now. I moved in the middle house on the street. Oh, the new neighbors! That's right! That's you! That makes so much sense! Then Chew shook his head side to side, fluffing dark brown strands of hair around and trying to sort out his thoughts. But if you're just my new neighbor, not a thief or a sorcerer, how would you know this was my paper? I didn't know, not for sure. What? You were showing my notes off to everyone you saw in the world? Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Huh? You breathe in, let it out, and then try to explain the weird situation that didn't even make sense to you. I got here today with my ma. She's waiting for a real estate agent, so I had to spend the time doing something. I went down the road and a paper airplane hit me in the shoulder and nobody was there. Chu nodded along, probably not getting everything you were talking about, but curious enough to keep listening. I picked it up and opened the plane and saw stuff written on it. I thought the person throwing the plane was trying to give me a message. I've been looking for whoever did it since. When I met you, I had to check if you were the one who did it. You, you'd went over the steps that led you to this point as best you could. Chu joined in the conclusion. It wasn't me who made any airplane, but the page but the page and things on it are mine. He put his hands on his hips as he thought hard about the info he learned from you. That means someone else somehow got a piece of my paper from my notebook, used that to make a plane they chucked at you from some crazy reason. I guess so, but if you're not the one who wrote that, then how'd you know my name? It was on a note, and what were those other words supposed to mean? Hello, go out, hide out, Richard O'Mac? It doesn't make sense. Oh, Chu cracked a smile and flicked out his arms to start his own explanation. That's just stuff I was gonna do. Counting 1, 2, 3 on his fingers, Chu listed off each part of his letter simply. Hello, say hi to people around. Go out, visit the town, or around the neighborhood, or whatever. Hideout means go to my hideout. Chu, stopped the countdown and pat sturdy wooden wall behind him. With pride. Right here. Your hideout is in your own backyard? If that's a hideout, why would you tell me it's a hideout? I get it now. I'm getting it too. Ah, right, yeah. For your name being there, my mom and dad told me. They talked about how new people were moving into next door, and how there was going to be a kid my age, and his name was Richard O'Mac. It was cool. It was cool to me, so I wrote it down. That way, I wouldn't forget. I even took out and read that page a lot to make sure it'd be something I remembered. Looks like I forgot after all. Well, thanks for trying to remember, anyways. I don't know why you were so confident when you got everything wrong. You said put off. You're such a scatterbrain. Honestly, Chu is kind of a scatterbrain, just like me. I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe you forgot who I was after your parents told you everything. No, you're such a scatterbrain. You said fondly. Yeah, that seems about me. I would probably fondly say that. Hugh patted the front of his jacket with all his surety in the world. You guessed it, that was where the pocket with the notebook was, said. More like an organized brain. But I'm gonna stick with you now. Whoever took my paper is still out there and you are their target. Maybe you're not a sorcerer thief, but what if the paper airplane person is? We'll figure it out and you won't have to worry about anything. You can come. I was gonna ask that. Sweet. Yeah, I could use more eyes for looking. Super. Do we have a plan? You stood tall, accepting your now partner on this trip, and laid out the next part. Yeah, I know which way we should go now. We have to go back to the spot of the forest with 2 dirt paths. I know that place. It's right nearby. Let's do this. And so you started to walk along the autumn tree line, now with your new partner in the adventure. Chu came alongside with the bold, certain steps. You were going to find the paper airplane person. Soon you reached the head of the path. You were at the crossroads once more, but you'd brought back knowledge and this new boy with you. all, all right, we did that one. It's it's where you were, and down there is the car road. You stood by Chu, gesturing around animatedly with both hands. You didn't know if that helped him understand better, but you couldn't keep still. But there's that way over on the other side. You bend your knees, stretched out both arms, and pointed across the forked passage to where the second dirt path is imprinted. Chu couldn't possibly miss it with your direction. With a tilt of his head, Chu grinned in agreement. That makes sense to me. Decision easily made. Your and his crunching footsteps started up again in unison, and still your quest continued. Once you went through the foresty path, you had truly entered the wild woods. Nothing else surrounded you any longer. Nature spread across the land with narrow dirt line and fence being the only sign anyone had walked in this spot before you. People were only visitors here. Golden and red leaves gently rustled against each other in the thick clumps with each tree's branches, blowing into the other nearby. It was enough to keep the sky and sun almost completely but the leaves burned bright with the light basking over them from above. The foot made passage continued to twist around up higher into the mountainside, farther than you could see. You were amazed. It was sort of nice. This is a creepy place. Awesome! You know what? I'd probably say this is my kind of place. I always like being surrounded by nature. It's really nice. With your wide, wondrous gaze thrown every which way, you let yourself float deeper into the thicket. You watch your face. Your good mood was enough to rub off on him. I hang out in the neighborhood or the other parts of town most of the time, but woods can be cool too. Really? Why don't you visit more often? It's right by your house. I have lived here forever. My whole life. Stuff's always going on with people in the neighborhood and in town. The forest is the same whenever you come back. Trees, bushes, and birds. It's kind of weird when you think about it. Besides the plants looking different when the seasons change, it's like time doesn't exist here. Casually, Chu lifted up his hands from the sides, only to gesture them downwards to the forest floor. But hey, this path we're walking on has always been here. Even before I was born. He strolled along, kicking a little piece of rock on the road and looking straight ahead. It's probably been around for as long as this place has been Golden Grove, or longer. For a second, he was thinking so hard that the smile he almost always had went away. Then something made him chuckle, and he pointed over to the side. But that fence is kind of new. I remember there just being the dirt when I was little. That's the only thing that's ever gone different out of here. Wow. The quiet bubble that existed here in the forest away from the town popped from a sudden unnatural clatter. You stopped. It was a whooshing, thumping, and stirring up in the leaves, like something had crashed into them. You and Chu shared a look, and both checking that the other heard it too. That wasn't me. That wasn't you either. Yeah, you knew for sure that it wasn't the wind. It had to have been an animal or a person, and it came from right over there. Thrill, that thrilled Chu. His voice shrunk into an eager whisper. It could be them. The mystery paper airplane sender. Let's go before they get away. You wandered through the bushes and sunshine a sound. You picked up a stick to throw that way just to see if something happened. You wandered through the bushes, why not? You pulled up your socks and began to make your way off the path and through the overgrowth. It was hard to keep your footing but on the slanted, untrimmed ground. When you reached the really tree-cluttered spot, you grasped at the branches and pushed them aside in order to open up space for you to get past. You moved them the same way you'd open up a set of curtains, but it was a lot harder to do so. The tiniest branches couldn't take the bend and snapped from the pressure. You could feel the splintery ends of the plant scratch a little at your face and clothes. It wasn't as smooth of an entrance as you hoped it would be. On the other side of the tree line was still the woods, but kind of an empty part. There was a lot of open ground with no trees or bushes growing on on a ton of leaves that were gathered into piles. Oh, I really like the little effect that they're doing with the leaves falling down in the background. That's so cool. Past that clearing, the trees were back and even more closely pressed together than they were in the path. It was mysterious. There was nowhere easy to go, and nothing seemed out of place to you until oh, hello, who are you? Hello! There was a shout and a new whirlwind of leaves rushing through the air. From underneath one of the piles was uh another kid. Who was this person? That's all you thought. Oh, wait. So wait, we get to meet them both anyways. Greatest person you've ever seen. I mean, I kind of like their design. It's really cute. You really like the scarf they had on. There were leaves stuck in their hair and clothes. uh, they had they had sparkly hair. You you noticed. You stuck You stared at them, and they looked right back at you as everything they'd thrown into the air gently drifted back down. Were you in there this whole time? You're crazy. I can be such a jerk right now, but I don't want to. Uh, I thought we were gonna catch someone, but you got us. Were you there this whole time? No, I heard you coming. The kids kicked their legs up and down in a leaf pile that surrounded them. The crunch of the dried plants finished the message. I went to hide just now so I could jump out when you got here. And they talked about it like it was an obvious thing to do, and your reaction was confusing to them. Oh, what would you have done if I didn't come? Alright, that's pretty good. So dumb. You didn't have anything else to say. What would you have done if we didn't come? That got the stranger giggling. He would have gone out after a while and played some more. Chu folded his arms across his chest. He blinked slowly and thoughtfully. He usually had plenty to say, but in that moment, it was left. He was left as stumped as one of the actual stumps in the forest. Wait here. The jumping jack kid hopped again, but this time it was to get up off the ground. They dashed to the opposite edge of open space, leaves scattering behind them, dropping out of their clothes and being kicked up by their steps. You were already wondering what was going to happen next. Watching them go, Chu finally found some words. It's another person I've never seen before today. He twisted around so the top of him was angling more towards you. He brought one of his hands to the side of his mouth and held and held the other close to his chest, pointing subtly in the direction the stranger went. Richard, do you know this leaf kid? Chu, you're the only person I've met here. You shook your head strong. You simply stared back at him. I don't know anyone in this town, not even you. You're the only person I met. Yeah, true. Chu's arms fell back down to like limp noodles, but he never took his eyes off the other person. He was definitely curious. From behind one of the tall, crooked trees, the kid The kid began throwing sticks and other plant pieces around. They were uncovering a hidden treasure, a big brown bag. They had used both hands to lift the pouch and get it over their head. A thick strap pulled tight under the strain of the weight attached to it. The line of their mouth looked just as strained. The stranger huffed it when they released the bag from their fingers, letting it rest completely across their shoulders. You heard stuff bumping around inside from your position, way over here. It was really full pack. But it didn't slow the kid down. They ran back at full speed and to meet you where you were. When when they were in front of your face, they gave you a wave and asked a question. Hi, are you girls too? Chu gestured front of himself casually. I'm a boy, Mr. Chu Lin. CIQIU and LIN. Wow. Okay. Hi, Chu. The kid turned their attention to you. Are you a girl? I'm not a girl. No. No. Why would you think? Why would you think something like that? You asked, feeling insulted. No. Why would you think that? You asked curiously. I don't know. You could have been one. But you're not. Okay, boys and stuff are just as good. But what's the right answer? I'm just a kid. People use he to talk about me. And then it was all like, and then it was like all the clouds in the sky, and her head you guessed had cleared away. All right. And all of a sudden, the leafy girl seemed to remember to introduce herself the way most people do. I'm Tamarack. Tamarack? What does that mean? Tamarack, that's a tree. Wait, is that actually a type of tree? Okay. That sounds nice. Thanks. A tamarack is a kind of tree. I like it a lot. Chu grinned widely at her enthusiastic introduction. It fits you. What's your last name? Ballman. Cool, Miss Tamarack Ballman. Y- you know my name means autumn? That's amazing. It's a match too. How do people know how to do that? I think we're just lucky. Lots of kids don't have the right ones. Yeah. So what's your name? The girl you now knew as Tamarack sent the question your way since she already gave us out. It's Richard O'Mac. Nice to meet ya. Oh, hi, Richard. She greeted you with a finger spread wave of her hand, as sweetly as if you'd always known each other, and she'd done it 100 times. Do you think Do you think yours fits too? Your name? Uh, yeah, of course. But all my friends always call me Richie. Oh, all right. It's cool. It's cool to meet you, Tamarack. Maybe. He pointed the suspicious finger her way that made as he made another point with words. There was only one house for sale anywhere near this neighborhood. Richard lives there now. Where did you come from? Unless you're Richard's mom. Tamarack was completely tickled by the idea, giggling and covering her mouth with her hands. She didn't do a good job at stopping any of the laughter from getting out. No, I'm not a mom. Moved in with my Omi and Opa. I've heard of that before. Omi and Opa is grandma and grandpa. Yep. I've never heard of that. Is it another language? Uh-huh. It's German. And they're German. Cool. You two know a lot. There's a granny who lives there and a guy that's her husband. That's your Omi and Opa? I think so, probably. Omi has really long hair and Opa has short hair and some of it is on his face. Yeah. Chu bobbed his head up and down with great understanding. Granny and him have a kid now, huh? Wow. Nifty. Who says nifty anymore? Why did you move in with them? What about your parents? Are your parents dead? Oh my god, that is so blunt. I am not a blunt person, okay? I have no idea what it'd be like to not live with my ma. It's normal. I've been here 5 days and it's really good. There's so much out here. I probably won't be finished for a long, long time. Months, maybe. The loudness of Chu's voice shot up. He was shocked and confused. 5 days? That's almost a week. And I've never seen you. Where have you been this whole time? I said so before. I've been here. Tamarax used one foot to push against the ground and the others to stay upright and spun around in place. I play in the forest every day. After after getting after getting the answer, he went normal volume again, but kept frowning. Aw, well, you can come with me and my friends if you wanted to. We hang out in the neighborhood and in town and my backyard and stuff. If you see us, just walk over and join. You don't have to worry. They'll like you, and you can talk. Oh, my bad. Trigger fingers. And you can talk to me if you don't know what to do. She only shrugged, and the shoulder without a bag strap up went up higher. Maybe. There was a lot of interest in for Chu's offer. He finally grinned again and watched Tamarack with a tilted head. You're like your Opa, huh? No one ever really sees him around either. Even though he's lived here for like what, a million years? Tamarack squished her cheeks between her fingers, delighted. He, he likes his office a whole lot. This is my very first day in Golden Grove. Wow, that's barely different at all. We're a match. She furrowed her extra short eyebrows as much as she could as a new idea came to her. Hey, I'm a girl and neither of you are, but what if we're all the same age? I'm 10. We're 10 too. You're 10? So are we. Hooray! Same age forever. Happily, Tamarack held down one of the worn straps of her big bag and bounced up and down in place. You decided that this was the perfect time to talk to her about everything that had happened. The paper might have been Chu's, but it was possible she was the one who sent it to you. Hey, I got hit with a paper airplane a little while ago. Was that you? Ah, yeah, you got it? It was her! Oh, look at the little hearts on her dialogue box. It's cute. Yes, I got it. It hits right here. Woo! She flung her arms up over her head in celebration, knocking the bag out to the side. It made a thump noise when it swung back against her. My aim is good. You blinked at her in disbelief. You'd truly done it. You found the mystery person who owned the paper in the first place, and the person who actually sent it to you as a paper airplane. She was entertaining, you thought. I'm gonna say honestly, she's kind of cute. She's adorable. But you weren't the only one who had that reaction to the results. All right, nice, Richard. Your eye, your wide eyes and Chu's cheers had Tamarack excitedly looking between you and him, not knowing what the celebration was about, but wanting to join. That plane was really cool. Yay, yay for the trash doing something nice. Trash? He brought both his hands up to his face and pressed his fingertips to his cheeks with great drama. Oh my god. I told you you lose stuff. What was that about never losing things, Chu? Even if it was trash to you, it's still important to him. Yeah. If it was important, how did it get on the ground in the forest? That's where I found it. With wrinkled brows, Chu shifted his head more to the side so he could instead tug at the front strands of his hair, pulling them out fully straight. I don't know how it's possible. You wouldn't maybe be a sorcerer or a thief, would you, Tamarack? No. Too bad. You cover your eyes at the ridiculousness. You thought about how he was so funny. You smirked widely. Tamrak and you both laughed, the sound harmonizing. Hugh finished his pout, straightening up and putting his hands solidly on his hips. He was back to being in control. You know, there's nobody out there who's perfect. I accept my mistakes, and I'm sorry to you, Forrest, for messing up the place. That's really nice of you to say, Chew. Thanks. I think it forgives you. Cool. Watching the two kids interacting, you start thinking about this more and more, going over the whole experience in your head. Your turning thoughts were put on pause when Tamarack suddenly changed the subject. Well, what are you two gonna do now? I've gotta go back. My ma is waiting for me. And I'll walk Richard there. I gotta make sure he doesn't get lost out here. I should probably see how my Omi and Opa are too. They're, they're pretty old and need help sometimes. She took a big hop closer to you and chewed, and a smile growing across her face as she landed. We could go back together. Right, Chew, the two of us just abandoned Chew. Yeah, I was gonna ask that. You relaxed your stance, accepting that this was really over now. Woohoo! Tamarack snatched up a nearby stick off the ground and directed the pointy end forward, the way you had come from. To our houses! While chuckling, Chew used his fist to enthusiastically punch the air. Homeward bound! To join the celebration, you feel with confidence. You couldn't have been more victorious. And so you started to walk through the brown fall brush to get to the neighborhood again. But you weren't going to be there alone. Tamarack bounded ahead, bouncing her arm up and down the stick like she was a conductor or a marching band, while Chu came alongside with you, even casual steps. You were returning to that house. Your new neighborhood had become even more orange toned by the time you finally returned to it. The far off sun slowly sank away behind the tallest mountains and forests to sleep for the night. Your shadows grew larger, pulling away from your bodies to reach out to the street ahead. The dark shapes morphed and combined with one another as you walked in your own mismatched rhythm. All while the eyeball chilliness of the outside world got more powerful bit by bit. Tamarack stayed still for about 2 steps ahead. Sometimes she was closer, and sometimes she got away from you again. She used her stick to knock the bushes and limbs along the sidewalk. She was next to you, but had switched things up so that he was taking large skips backwards. You guessed it was good. It was good. You guessed it was to look at you in the face better, or he just thought it was fun. He pointed to the sharpest building in the streets as he went. Part of it looked almost like a tower, a different kind from the backyard. Oh, see that? See, that's the house from the front. It's great, and that's your house, right? The one in the middle, and Granny owns the even farther one away. Mm-hmm. Cool. The sounds of your steps continued to echo through the cul-de-sac until you came to a stop, right to the center of the path you arrived. Okay, this is it. Chu pulled out an eager grin. We've gotta meet up again later. See you, Richard and Tamarack. Chu flipped around to go back the same way he'd come with you. He needed to return to the pointy red house with the huge backyard. He didn't drop any papers this time. Bye, goodbye. Tamarack put both of her hands up in front of her chest and waved them around. I'm going home too. Tamarack spun in place before dashing further alongside the sidewalk to get to the sloped gray house on the other end of the neighborhood. Her bag clunked and jingled at her side the whole way there. You waited there in front of the house with the dimming evening light, watching the other two kids go home in the same street. You gave a wave goodbye. That was everything. The whole outing was done. In the quiet resolution of your first day in this place, and two new encounters you had earlier, that afternoon drifted through your head. Chew and Tamarack. Now that you're at the stage where you get to set your dynamic with Tamarack and Chew. Our life now and forever has a specific way of constructing his personalized relationships, and you have with two neighbors growing up called dynamics. This encompasses how your character and that character feel about one another and how they generally interact with each other. It doesn't determine if your character is shy or confident or sociable or unsociable. That's done through the phrasing actions you pick for normal choices. This is the only saying how you and the two leads tend to approach things on a top line level. These settings can be the same for both Tamarack and Chew, or be entirely different for one over the other. The first part of the dynamic system is what you set your relationship standing. Your chosen relationship standing is always mutual with the other character. It's possible to change your standing at the start of each step, and even at certain points within a step, at least normally. There are some settings that can't be changed once you pick them. The 5 main options for relationship standings are this: neighbors, friends, family, crushes, beloveds. Neighbors means there's someone that you know, and it's nothing more meaningful than that. Whether it's still amicable or completely cold, or even hostile is up to you. Friends, yes, I think I can. Yes, with it. Family means that you truly love them and will always keep them in your life in a fully platonic way. You can't choose to love someone this deeply until later steps once you've known them longer. You won't be changing what you picked yet. You can bring both Tamarack and Chew into your proverbial family. Crushes means that you and them have crushed on each other. While on this standing, you can keep your feelings secret and act as though you're only friends or best friends, or it can be known that you're romantically interested. Later in the game, you can also officially go steady with Tamarack or Chew. If you begin dating one of them, your standing and the dynamic screen will change to partners instead of crushes. Okay, and if I remember right, you can only choose one of them. You can't go with one and the other. You can't go with both. You have to pick one or the other. But that's really sad. I kind of wanted to go with both. Like, they're both really cool. It's possible to be crushing on Tamarack and Chew at the same time, and for most of the game, you can only get into an actual romantic relationship with one. In step 4, polyamorous relationship can be pursued if you want. Okay, so I can choose both, but step 4 isn't out yet, so I have to wait. Oh, that kind of sucks. But you know what? I'm patient. I can wait. The way that will work is that Chew and Tamarack would be a committed platonic relationship with each other, and can be committed platonic or romantic relationship with the MC. Chew and Tamarack won't be romantically involved with each other regardless of the choices the MC makes. Interesting. If you do date one or both, you can't break up with them. The partner status can't go away once you get it. It is possible to change simply crushes to one of the other options if you want to. Beloveds mean that you can truly love them and will always keep them in your life in a clearly romantic way. You can't choose to love someone this deeply until later steps, once you've known them longer. Okay, so it's literally just life simulator. Gotcha. Romantic feelings can be known as secret or can be official partners. If you're at this setting, you'll also unlock a possibility of getting engaged or changing your relationship standing to fiancés. There's no requirement to get married or even date. What you do or don't do with your feelings of love is up to you. The leads will respect your boundaries. If you are beloved and make the choice you're hoping to get married, but haven't asked yourself, your partner can be the one to propose instead. The MC will accept your proposal by default because the game believes that's what they want. You can convince your partner to think marriage is a good idea and then reject them when they pursue it. Oh, that would be so like mean. That's part one of dynamics. The second part is expression elements. That's how you and the other character generally interact with the other. Like relationship standing expressionless elements determined separately for Tamarack and for Chew. It doesn't have to be the same for both. Gotcha. Okay, I think I understand. Praising, unassuming, teasing, doting, accepting, admiring. Okay. I think I can understand all of this. Though in future steps you'll have the option to customize your expression elements if you want to make sure your playthrough has a specific feel. And starting in step 2, if you're even more than just neighbors, a fourth expression element here unlocks. Envious of, not jealous, jealous over. Envious of means that one character is envious of the life or appearance, abilities, relationships, or something else of another person, depending on the specifics involved. Jealous over means that they feel discomfort if they think the other person seems to like someone else more and isn't spending as much time with them as normal and such. The jealousy meter it does nothing but let you add more negative feelings or relationship competition interactions as an extra element of drama to your life. By default, Chu, Tamarack, and you will always be not jealous, which skips all that. You'll have to choose to customize the expression elements and set them being jealous in one way or the other for that kind of emotion to crop up. With relationships standing in expression elements, you'll be truly personal dynamic with Tamarack and Chu. Okay. Being at crushes in step 3 will be different if you used to be friends, than if you were crushing them from the start, and so on. You have plenty of options to try out. That ends in the dynamic system tutorial. We hope you enjoyed. Okay, finally, we get to choose a dynamic for them. Oh god, my back is actually killing me from sitting here. So my feelings towards Chew, wait, oh, that's cool. Okay, so neighbors is different, crushes, other blushing, and then you get friends. I think Chew is a good friend. Let's see, Chew, you to me, or me to him, actually. Let's go with teamworking, teasing, accepting. That's definitely me. Oh, he's dope. Oh, I can't set his. Yeah, we'll go with friends. Why not? Tamarack to you. Oh, I'd probably say friends. Yeah. The characters are just kids right now, so they probably wouldn't have feelings for him yet. Yeah, teamworking still, praising, and let's go admiring. Yeah, definitely. Things were so different for you from just that morning when you left and went on that drive to move. Or then you never been to Golden Grove. You'd seen it only in pictures and hadn't known anybody who was a local there. But here you were, a person who lived in the town and was friends with the neighbors on both sides of your house who also lived here. Were you friends? You thought so. Richard, is that you? Your mom called you over from the fence. Coming! You bounded forward and passed through the gate. Ma left the porch and was there to meet you. Thank you for coming back. I'm sure you were having an exciting time out there. It could have been worse. I met people, Ma. Kids my age. I'm so glad. I look forward to hearing all about it. From strength to strength, we've got the keys to the house. The agent finally arrived about 20 minutes ago. He's gone now, but I haven't peeked yet. The both of us should be here for this. It's your house too. Yeah, this is our house now. Absolutely. Come on. Ma turned to go and slip the key in from the sweater pocket. She gestured with the other hand for you to follow. Your ma led the way as you went back upstairs. The key fit perfectly into the hole with the door, and Ma smiled at the sound of an unlocking click. Carefully, she leaned forward with her shoulder giving it a nudge, unsure if the best option for the ancient door was extra force with extra restraint. The house opened with a creak. Air came out through the front, like it was exhaling. Ma let out a breath at the same time. Over here, Richard. There's space for you to get a little closer so you can see inside. You scooched towards your Ma's side of the door frame. It was then that you noticed there was a mat in front. It was a light color and kind of hard and fluffy texture. The sort of mat that'd get dirty looking right away when it was used, but it was still clean and nice. It hadn't been worn down like the rest of the building. This part of the house wasn't just an old thing left behind by other people who didn't need it or want it anymore. Someone must have put it there for this happening. For your ma and you moving in. Written across the top said, "Welcome home." Ma softly tapped the top of your shoulder and bringing you back to the moment. She kept the hand there, leading you ahead with her. The two of you walked through the door. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode here for now. This has already been really, really good. Tab to rename. Let's just name it after my character. That should be fine. I'm gonna leave this episode here for now. So, anyways, I hope you guys like this new avatar. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you don't have a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never